We do have a caller. You know, we do have a caller. Caller, Power 96.5. You're live. State your case.
How you doing, Muki?
Who am I speaking with?
We're speaking with Russ Kingsbury.
Russ Kingsbury. Russ, how you been?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you nice and clear.
I'm sitting over here. You hear the noise. I'm sitting over here at Riverside Park looking at the baskets here. 4 baskets, of course, with no rims, Muki.
No rims.
No rims.
No
and
rims.
Of course, no kids on the court. By the way, I want to say I agree with Storm and Norman. I think we're 16-0, winning the Super Bowl this year. It's a pleasure to be with 2 of the real guys in Western New York. Ken Ferguson, he and Richie are doing right now is great.
Yes,
thank you. Thank you.
Mookie, anytime, Ken. You're doing a great job. Total back to sports. And Mookie, you are getting great access this year.
Yes, sir.
I'm enjoying all
I said that to you outside.
You are getting great Buffalo Bills access. Awesome stuff.
You know,
I'm happy for you.
I try to put on for the city as much as I can, man. You've been with me every step of the way, man. So I appreciate the support that you always do.
Remember we did that flag football tournament probably 15 years ago.
Right.
On the turf field, I have some great pictures of you.
Classic.
At that thing we did. We go way back for sure.
That's right. We go way back.
What's that move?
I said we go way back like car seats, man.
So what do you have going on right now, Russ, and what's for the fall for you as far as your program?
Well, he needs some rims first before we get
We're trying to be good citizens. We're doing what we're calling COVID safe basketball clinics. You know, we're not playing. We're doing drills, but the kids are masked up. We're doing social distancing, and we're not sharing any basketball.
Okay.
And we've been out, and we're using a city court that has no rims on it. And yet our kids are coming out. We're getting more every day. But the kids that are coming out, that's what's scaring me. We're getting good athletes. These kids are coming out, and they're not in shape. They're struggling. They've been sitting on the couch for 4 or 5 months.
Right.
And these are good athletes, Ken. You know what we have good athletes we have in Western New York?
Yeah, no question.
Good athletes. And they're sitting on the couch playing video games for 4 or 5 months. And now, you know, we're starting to open up. We're opening up for the adults. Nobody's speaking for the kids. Mookie, we need a guy like you to champion this. A media guy that's going to say this is an important thing and say and speak out about it, because not to pick on you, Mookie, but because you do enough of this, you do a lot of great stuff. But we need somebody to champion this and say, hey, nobody speaks for kids. We're talking about this. We're talking about the Bills. We're talking about baseball. We're talking about hockey. We got the NBA every night.
Mm-hmm.
The adults are back. But what about the children? They're sitting home walking around like zombies. And here's what happens. You're looking at depression. You're looking at obesity. You're looking at boredom. You're looking at hopelessness. You're looking at malaise. And then when we have more shootings in Buffalo than we've had in years, and we start having deaths because of violence, we have good kids with nothing to do. You know, and it just aggravates me to no end that nobody's listening. And I feel like the kids don't vote. They're at the end of the food chain. Nobody cares what they have to say. And they're coming to guys like you and I saying, Kenny, can we get, where can we play? Can you drive me out to Lancaster to play? Can you drive me out to Cheektowaga? Can you take me over to Hurdle Avenue to play?
Well,
you know, because they're not going anywhere. They can't go to their local playground. And you know something? This is going to hurt our kids. This is not going to be a short-term thing. This is going to hurt our kids.
Yeah,
and
right.
Nobody cares. I feel like I'm the boy that cried wolf out here. I'm worried about suicide, obesity, and depression. You know, and our COVID numbers are incredible. You know, our COVID numbers are so low, it's almost negligible. And again, here's another thing. We'll do one last thing, and I'll let you go. I know this is not a big thing for people, but I think it's a huge thing. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow, 60 and 70-year-old men and women are going to be able to go to these sweaty, disgusting health clubs, breathe recirculated air, and somehow our administration, our government says that's okay. But a couple of 15-year-old teenage kids can't play basketball in an open-air playground, on an open-air outdoor court.
Yeah, I don't know if it's...
How is that sensible?
I don't know if it's sabotage or a contradiction. You know, I don't know, but... I mean, I can only
make much sense.
I can tell you this.
Doesn't make much sense.
Doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, it don't make much sense, but I can tell you this. It's like a new norm, and people don't have a clue to what that is. So guys like myself, you, Kenny, and I know some other guys out here, we have to create it. All right, we have to create it and build a model that you know, I guess Buffalo Public Schools or whoever the power to be can say, okay, let's go with that. I tell you what, there's a community event that's happening at Johnny B. Wiley on the 27th. All right, it's like a night out thing with my girl Teresa Land. You know, the Bills is actually it's going to be in attendance and, you know, things of that nature. A lot of powers to be. For the questions that you have, Russ, in reference to why rims aren't being accessed to the field, maybe this is something you need to come and you can talk to these people and express, you know what I mean, your concern on why that is needed, you know what I mean? And we can put something in place where basically if you can temperature check these guys and keep it in COVID compatible, if you will, I'm quite sure that they wouldn't mind putting rims up or somewhere, but they don't have no guidance or no way to go about it. So that's why they just playing it safe. If I can answer the question, and I know it don't mean nothing, but maybe they just playing it safe that way, you know. Because
they're certainly playing it safe.
They're certainly playing it safe.
You know, and
to be safe about it.
Be politically
they're
safe.
playing tackle football right now in Alabama, high school football in Alabama.
Right. I
They're
mean,
playing high school football.
Ohio
in
as
Alabama.
well. Ohio as well.
Basketball. We can't even play basketball on outdoor court.
I don't get that part. That's the only. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't.
well,
get it.
I guess if they can get something in place where if it's supervised, you know, COVID compatible as far as the supervision on making sure that these guys tested and you know, okay, now you guys can play, y'all tested good or whatever, then I don't see why it shouldn't be a problem. But we have to put that type of things in place for them to, you know, get it approved, I guess. You know what I mean? So if they don't know, how will they know if guys like me and you don't present it to them? So
You got to. Okay, I can
come
go
on,
for that.
come on down on the 27th. Come on down from 5 to 8 at Johnny B, Russ,
Hey.
man, and hopefully we get some
What day is it?
answers.
What day is it again, Muki?
It's the 27th at
What
Johnny
day
B.
again?
It's the 27th.
All right.
It's the
I'll
27th.
be
Come
there.
on down.
This is-
I'll
I'll
shoot
tell
you
you
the
what.
flyer. I'll shoot you the flyer on in your messenger there. All right.
Please do. Now, Muki, here's the other thing too. Our days are running out.
Mhm.
Our kids have been well behaved all summer. I'm really proud of the kids that they didn't go crazy this summer. Our kids have been really good. I'll say one thing. Only one council member went to bat for me and talked to the Parks Department. He was not. He was my council member for my district. You know, and all these other guys are sitting around. They're not even stepping up to their parents. I do not understand why we haven't had more leadership jump on the bandwagon. We're all just sticking our head in the sand on this.
I don't
And the
know.
other thing that might be crazy is I got censored this morning on. I tried to call the mayor on WUFO. I posted 9 things and every one of them got deleted as soon as I posted them. Well, what is that all about? This is the free press, I thought.
Well, you know, I mean, some things are out of our mayor's control and that he can't answer. So, you know, like I said,
You're being nice, Muki.
hey, some things are out of his control. All right.
Not this is. This is not one of somebody.
If polling cards say, "Hey Byron, no rims on it," you know, he's not gonna say, "Hey Russ, I can't do it," because polling cards said I can't do it. He just gonna moan the word, and you know, I mean, it's a chain of command. I mean, that's probably not coming from Byron. I mean, that's not probably not coming from our mayor. That's probably coming from somewhere else. You know what I mean? So we can't just throw it all on him, even though he's the guy that represents our city and make sure that things supposed to happen when he's supposed to hear our cry. I understand that, Russ. He's supposed to hear our cry. And you have a legitimate cry. But maybe this is out of his control. We'll get down to the bottom of it on the 27th. Guy, come on down and maybe
Come on
get
out to 27th,
get
Russ.
some of those questions answered. You
I'll
know?
be there. I
All
will
right.
be there, and I'll be ready with facts. I'll be ready with information to fight the fight. But
All right.
think about this. On the 27th, there's a couple more days where our kids don't have rims and bumpers. A couple more days when the kids are on the couch.
Hey,
At this point in the
man.
year, I feel like it's time to reward these kids for not going crazy all summer and behaving.
How many times you done came out your pocket and bought portable rooms for kids? You've been doing that since I've known you. You know what I mean?
Today I went over to, you want to see something great, go over to Trinidad today.
Yeah, we
Talking
definitely.
about men stepping up. I went over to Trinidad, I dropped some cash on the guy that's running it.
Mhm.
I said, hey, I want to support you more. But these guys are doing a great job, and you know, they could have done a better job with social distancing and the masking. They could have done a better job, but these guys care about the kids. I was very impressed today with what I saw over there.
That's good.
But it's time we got to step up. We got to step up for these kids. Nobody is advocating for these kids, Muki. Nobody.
Well, like I said, come on the 27th. We got you, Russ, man. So, you know, we appreciate you calling in. You know what I mean? And we'll continue this on the 27th, my guy.
Mookie, thank you for having the courage to take my call.
Oh, man, not a problem, man. You know, we want all the smoke right here on the WUFO Sports Report now.
We want
you
the
know
smoke.
that, Russ. You know that, man. I appreciate you, man. Talk to you soon.
All right, thank you. Talk to you soon. Thanks, Ken.
Yep.
All right, see, that was good. See, we want the smoke. We want it to be a little heated right here at the WUFO Sports Report.
That's
you know?
a good topic,
Let's
though,
get down to the bottom of the
that's
question.
serious.
You know what's going on?
I would like to be able to do something like that.
Fireman. Right?
Find
I mean,
something, you know, find
reason-
some logical answers or a way to figure that out. you
right.
know.
And, I mean, you know, our mayor doesn't really have that question.
I'm
right
with
now.
you on that.
know
I'm
what
with
I
you on
mean?
that.
So,
But at the same time, he is the person that's going to get the flag.
right. He's going to get the flat because
Yeah.
when he nominated and said, yo, we shutting these rooms down, that didn't come from him.
Right. That was
You know,
a state thing.
that came from somewhere else. Until he get the
right.
clearance on doing it, I mean, he has to announce it being who he is, the title that he has. He has to go and announce it. Hey, this is, you know, the mayor. Got to take the rooms down. No explanation, whatever the case. It just got to come down. All right. So we understand that. We get that. He's trying to protect our citizens. All right. Everybody wants this, but then again, on hindsight, if they get sick, then they're going to blame the mayor for, okay, you put the rooms back up. Why you put the rooms back up? So you got to be, you know, cautious on how we do things, and some things are out of people's control.
It's major.
You know what I mean?
That's
it's very
an
major.
example of how serious.
Yeah, that's how serious it is. And speaking, you know, and speaking of serious, you know, our Buffalo Bills is, you know, a real serious contender right now. And during the course of the week, I did have the opportunity to speak with General Manager Brandon Bean, and I did get the opportunity to speak with, you know, Coach McDermott on a few things. We did talk about how the Bills are progressing. You know, just a little bit thing on the injury report. Our guy Josh Norman did tweak his hammy on Thursday, and you know, with that being said, that led me to believe. Me and my good guy Nick, we was just talking about it the other day, and we was like, hey, with EJ Gaines opting out, Josh Norman being hurt, now you only have Levi Wallace and Tre'Davious White as your two starting corners. Who's backing them up if they get hurt? You got two undrafted free agents and, you know, backing those guys up. So, you know, I had to ask
Well, who's out there?
Brandon Bean. If we're going to Bean first, or we go, I had to ask our general manager, what is he going to do about that? And this is what he had to say.
Brandon, good morning. Muki Hawkins, WUFO Sports Today. How you doing?
Good, man. Good to see you.
All right. Josh Norman being out, EJ Gaines out. Right now, backing up Tre'Davious and Levi. You still have some good players, but yet unproven. Are you looking to bring in some cornerbacks?
You know, right now we're not, but we're definitely, like any position, we are surveying the market. And, you know, what naturally happens when you lose a Josh, you do immediately go to your player available board and make some updated calls with agents. And we have some guys on standby to work out. But, you know, as we sit here today, we don't have anybody lined up, but it's something we're definitely keeping close tabs on. We like where some of the young guys are. I know who you're referring to, and they lack some experience, but we like where they're at, and we want to just continue to give them reps. We still have 3 weeks. There are some vets out there that we feel like we can go to, but what we don't want to do is limit these guys' opportunity to prove themselves. I appreciate that question.
Appreciate you, Brandon.
Well, it's good to know that the general manager does appreciate the questions that I do
respected
ask.
that. I appreciate your
So
question.
Shout out to the burglar, my guy GM Brandon Bean on that take, on that note. So, I mean, yeah, that just led me to believe, like, yo,
Well, who do you think, if they were to bring in somebody, who do you think they would bring in, and what kind of fit personality? You know, what?
Well, the character is the first thing they look for. You know what I mean? Can he mess with the guys that they do have in the locker room? 2 is he cerebral? McDermott loves those cerebral guys. You know, that have real high IQ. And then, is he a scheme fit? I mean, we do play a nice 4-3 zone blitzing where you rely on the front to, create the pressure and let the guys play a little bit more free on the back end. So with that being said, guys that's available right now is only Logan Ryan. Probably the biggest acquisition that's, a free agent right now that we can probably bring in. He like to be considered as a safety, but he can play slot and he can play on the outside just as well. So, something like that.
To that. I mean,
Well, I mean, you know, like you said before, teams look at Buffalo as a place that when they want to come to now.
Yeah,
you know, it's attractive.
Yeah, it
you know,
is.
Buffalo's sexy now. It's, you know, it's fun. You know, I'm in these Zoom rooms, and you know, you see a glow on these guys' face talking about how they come here to win.
Yeah.
When the last time you heard
That's what
guys
I'm
talking
saying.
about, I came here to win.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
Rex
been a
Ryan
minute.
came here. Rex Ryan came here just to get a check.
Yeah, he
you
was
know what I
loud.
mean?
He was
And you
loud.
know, and that was the end of that.
He
You know
was
what I mean?
loud.
But we bring in McDermott, we bring in Bean, and you know things drastically change, and you know guys
How
are
long
being
have they
rewarded.
been here? How long?
This is their fourth season.
Okay.
This is their fourth season, and going into the fourth season. So three full seasons, they've been to the playoffs twice.
Okay.
All right, you know, so I mean, you want to say that first year they did it on accident, or they did it,
Whatever.
they did more
You
or
can
less,
see
but
the
they
growth.
got there.
You can see the growth.
They got there. They revamped the salary cap, and right now, you know, it's no fun because the rabbit got the cut.
But what is your honest assessment of the Bills as far as you interact well?
Right, well, I'm glad that you asked that question. Before I answer that, I had to ask, Coach McDermott that very same question.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So let's let my guy answer that. Let's let Coach
Okay.
McDermott answer that question.
Just Muki. Just give us your reaction on when you first heard the news about Coach Rivera.
Yeah, I heard last evening and was definitely shocked. But it also brings to life the human nature of us as coaches, and we're no different than anyone else out there. We have families, and we go through things that everyone else goes through. And so, as I said before, just learned a lot from the man, and just really praying for him and his family, and just want them to know that we're here for them any way we can.
Yes, sir. And finally, week one, the first weekend in advance. What's your assessment?
I think we know where we are as a team, and that's important. We've been off to a fast start because of the short run-up, and the players have done a phenomenal job being dialed in, locked into what we're doing. The process continues in terms of the work that we have to put in. Today will be a big day, and then the guys will get the rest of the day off, and as well as tomorrow to recover. And then next week will be a big week for us as a football team. We've got a lot of work to do. We're not where we need to be. And so we've got a lot of work to do on and off the field to get ourselves ready to go.
All right, so that was me. I'm sorry for it being a little choppy. I was in my car when we had to do the Zoom meeting, so my little Stylo 6, whatever phone, that is.
That wasn't working good.
Yeah, it wasn't working
We got to
good
step that up
yeah.
right there. You got toys, man. We got to step that up too.
That was the Droid. I had an iPhone and come out a little bit better.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
okay.
But with that being said, I had to ask Coach about how he felt about Coach Ron Rivera being diagnosed with cancer, because he came from Ron Rivera and learned a lot. So I had to ask him that question, and then give us assessment on the team. First week being in pads, you know what I mean? So give us your fair assessment. And I do like his answer. You know what I mean? I mean, they're not actually where they want to be. He shouldn't be where they want to be.
Right,
when they
not
first
this
week
early.
in pads.
Right.
But just to see the continuity, just to see chemistry being built amongst the offense, because the real elephant in the room right now is what the offense going to do. We know the defense resume. We know they're top 3 defense. Only thing they can do is beat
That's why I was
top
looking for your
defense.
honest evaluation of the season.
Right. So
what was you?
Yeah,
Well,
right
you
now,
got it.
yeah, offensively, we got to get that chemistry going, because if they get the chemistry going, if Brian Dable created the right way, then the Bills should be averaging 30 points blindfolded. We got weapons. You got Zach Moss, you got Singletary. All right, 2 guys, 2 young studs, one slippery, one wet, and one is just plain out run you over. All right, so we got that going for us. We got probably the best trio in the NFL, with Diggs, Brown, and Beasley.
I forgot about Diggs is
Right,
here.
right.
Right, my bad.
You got Dawson Knox in his second year. And, hopefully he can, concentrate on catching the easy passes instead of, we wanted to catch all the passes, but especially the easy ones.
Yeah, get them. Look, get them. Yeah,
Lock in
get
and
them.
concentrate, catch the ball, then use that strength and that 4-5 speed.
Yeah.
And so we definitely have the weapons. I mean, we got depth too. I mean, you got Duke Williams, you got 2 rookies, Gabe Davis and Isaiah Hodgins. 6'4", 6'5" guys. So we got some weapons in place. So it shouldn't be no excuses on why this offense is not joining the party.
What's
with
up
the
with the
defense this
line?
year.
What's up with the offensive line?
Well, the offensive line is back, for the first time, from tackle to tackle. We did lose John Feliciano for tearing his pec, but I mean, we're deep at right guard.
Okay.
We brought in Daryl Wims from Carolina.
Okay.
He can play guard. We brought in Evan Bain from Miami. He can play guard. And we still got Cody Ford. We can slide him in and then move Ty Naseki over the right tackle. So left side is good. Right now it's competition battle on that right side, and we'll find out in the up and coming weeks on how that's going to play out.
So would that sound like 12-4?
Yeah, absolutely.
13-3?
I say 12-4, 13-3. I don't think the Bills will lose a game in the division. I don't think they will lose a game in the division this year.
None.
At all. They're gonna go undefeated in the division. I think the West Coast, might knock us off. Just
Okay,
a
so
little bit.
what other divisions the Bills play? I haven't seen the schedule though. What other divisions they play?
Well, we played the AFC West,
Okay.
and we played the NFC West this year.
Okay.
So we got Kansas City, we got
Okay.
Denver, Raiders. We got San Fran,
Okay.
Rams,
Okay.
Arizona, Seattle.
That's
Then
it.
we got our regular opponents
Right.
that we play
Okay.
twice. So we
Well,
got
wait a minute. Did you say what?
Yeah, 12-4.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think
Look.
the NFL
Okay.
team just like anybody
No
else.
question. I'm just.
So yeah, we going 12-4 on this thing, but just to get off on the Bills just a little bit, let's stick to some more NFL news before we head over to commercial break. Your boy Earl Thomas.
What's up with
What's
that?
going on with Earl Thomas?
Why did he hit the dude?
Because he wanted to get out of Baltimore. All right?
Don't say that.
He wanted to get out of Baltimore.
So he really want to be in Dallas.
But yeah, he really wanted to be in Dallas. Whenever you tell some people, 3 years ago in the locker room, going into the game, after the game, come and get me. Seattle tried to trade him there, but it wasn't to Seattle's
He
benefit.
University of Texas, right?
Right, he's from there.
He's
he's a Texas
he
guy.
want to go home.
He
Okay.
want to
ready
go home.
Okay.
So I'm
He ready
gonna
to go
report
home.
to camp. I'm gonna be there for a week or two. Make sure my roster bonus.
He picked him.
Make sure my roster bonus
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything is intact because I have to be there for a certain period of time to qualify for
the
certain
roster.
incentives and all that stuff.
Oh, he's a veteran. He knows.
And then I'm just gonna miraculously punch this guy in the face in practice because he blew coverage, and it was his fault. And we don't know.
Punch him in the face.
Something happened, it was threats about I'm gonna get my gun and shit. Yeah, he got real toxic with it. So, I gotta go a little bit more in depth on how it breaks down because, right now if he was released that Baltimore will owe $15 million in cap space and he was owed $10 million this year. So we gotta really break that down. But he clicked his heels 3 times and said he wanted to go home. So that's what he's gonna do. Man,
So
down
is
my
he
mind that he's
officially
gonna be up in
released?
there. He's officially released, yes.
So when can Dallas pick him? When can Dallas pick him up?
Yesterday.
Oh, they.
I think Jerry Jones probably picked him up at the airport. That's how quickly that thing resolved.
Wow.
All right, so be on the lookout for Earl Thomas.
Is he healthy and everything?
Oh yeah, he good to go.
Okay,
he good
okay.
to go. He just got a little. He got a little mess. Little Snapchat mess.
Oh.
Yeah, are you here?